Now quickly add everybody back in. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I'm testing it both ways.
Gotcha.
I love that video. I love the intro video.
I was jamming out.
Right?
Up, ready to roll.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that that music, I'm pretty sure is the like pre-waiting music my church uses before they start their live stream.
Gotta get you amped up for Jesus.
Hey, that is the
Give me some
truth
purple
right there.
flags. Wave them.
What?
No?
Purple
been to-
flags?
You never been to a church where they wave purple flags?
That's
No.
only during Easter.
Yeah, Lent.
Lent, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I seen that.
Chris is late. It's fine.
He's like, you don't have a purple flag church? My purple flag church is amazing. They have all the purple flags.
They love
They even
purple.
sell purple flags. What a great start.
Oh, gosh.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the R&R Home Team Mega Team Challenge. We're attempting to build a mega team. Let me tell you, this is a lot more work. A lot more work than I thought it was going to be. I was going to be a little bit different, but that's kind of why we're doing this, so that you can have a realistic expectation at our expense of what it takes to build a mega team, all the work and pain and struggle, and also the good and the learning points and the benefits. And we make a fool out of ourselves so that hopefully we can spare someone from what we have had to go through. So leadership team, why don't we do some gratitude? Let's start with Chris. Gratitude.
Gratitude. All right, as always, I am thankful for Irene keeping me straight on the several transactions that I have running currently. Makes my life so much easier as I'm constantly focused on helping the agents as well and building out all the other stuff that we're doing and taking over the world with Facebook groups and all kinds of fun stuff that's time consuming.
Oh, yeah. And Chris is going to share briefly today after gratitude. He's going to talk about what he's doing with managing his Facebook groups, the abundance of leads, and all of that. That's going to be fun. Walter, what you got?
So I'm going to mix it up a little bit today and not really talk about the leadership team. I'm grateful for all of the agents on the team. And that sounds like, yeah, well, sure, there are agents on the team, but the agents on the team are what make the team. Yeah, we do the best we can behind the scenes to keep everything running, give them the support they need. But at the end of the day, they're the ones out there executing, taking the advice, taking the training, and running with it. And I'm just super happy to be on a team where they're taking ownership for themselves and getting out there and crushing it. I think that's super awesome. So if they watch it later, they'll hear me say it. And if not, that's okay. I think the agents on the team deserve some gratitude just for being rock stars.
I think you should make a little video and send that to him, because that was really sweet.
I think I will.
That was really sweet. And I agree with you. And then Walter is going to be talking a little bit later about contract negotiation support for the team and some of the ways that he's been working through that. It's pretty awesome. I can't wait to get into that. Catherine, what you got?
I would have to say, that's, I was sitting here trying to rack my brain. I think I have to give it to all of leadership, because I know Irene's been trying to pick up pieces from agents that aren't the best at communication and getting their stuff together. I know she's been helping Chris. I know Chris is very appreciative of that, which is really awesome to see. You know, Robert, you're trying to get some of our stuff a lot more organized and been helping me with making some connections with some other people as well. And Walt taking care of this awesome thing that we're about to, or class that we're going to have this morning. So I'm actually super excited to see that be a part of it. So I'm grateful for you guys.
Oh, stop. But keep going. Catherine is going to be talking a little bit today about how she's been working with the agents on their mindset, confidence, and growth. Something I think is really overlooked. So I'm excited to hear about that. Irene, what you got?
Well, let's see. I've got a little for everybody. Robert, for your pump it up videos and messages that you send, helps when it's stressful. So yeah, it's a nice little boost. So, and then to Chris for keeping me busy and saying that, he needed to even ramp up what he's doing just to keep me even more busy. So that's great, because I mean, I like money, so I don't mind. And then for Kat, because I'm always calling her about what do I do when I can't get docs, because I don't want to bother Chris and I don't want to bother Robert because I bother both of them enough. So sometimes I'll call Kat and be like, what do I do? I can't get this doc. Like, I need the doc. I'm still trying to get into Sky Slope. So she's always got an alternative for me. And then to Walt for just always being in a Hawaiian shirt and being happy on Christmas. Says, because, that matters.
Hey, Irene, it's never a bother to me. I have no problem telling the agents to get their crap together and give you the docs and answer their email or Slack or whatever.
It's true. I call you enough as it is, though.
It's fine.
And it's definitely no bother to me to wear a Hawaiian shirt. I have about 7 shirts, and 6 of them are Hawaiian shirts. So it's just law of averages.
What is the number 7 shirt?
Now 8 actually. So I also teach firearms and self-protection. So I have a company logoed polo, and I have another company logo polo for an affiliate that we work with.
So you go from beach shirt to badass shirt.
So I used to teach the course in the Hawaiian shirts as well, because we're going to get on a tangent here, but Hawaiian shirts are actually one of the best cover garments for concealed carry holders out there, between the prints and the bold colors, and they're just great.
Nobody thinks of you as
nobody thinks that I'm going to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Or the good guy.
Walter just admitted he's the bad guy.
Or the guy with a gun.
Some of the best good guys know how to be very bad guys. We'll leave it at that.
Walter, you should have like a little mustache that you use on your firearm training dates. So you can go Magnum PI, Tom Selleck.
I like it.
That would be amazing. That'd be amazing.
Show up in a 1981 Ferrari GTS.
Oh, yes, get you a little
which is the car from the show, which I will own before I die.
That's what needs to happen.
And a monocle. Get you a monocle.
All right.
Like those really fancy binoculars you hold up.
Why'd you bring a monocle into this? Get out of here. This chick, she's like, monocle. If you're going to shoot a gun, you shoot a gun. Fancy, okay?
Yeah.
You a classy bad guy.
Sorry.
All right.
My bad.
Let's see. Gratitude from me. I'm thankful for Robert. He's just always present with me because I am me. Seriously, gratitude. I think shout out. I don't know if she's watching right now, but shout out to Misa, who I have thrown so much at her. And I know I've absolutely overwhelmed her, and I knew I would, but I just didn't know where her capacity was. And she has a smile and is graceful and is just doing her best despite all the craziness that I throw at her. So my gratitude is to her, because you guys have seen a lot happen this week with forms and reminders, and some of them went well. Some of them have made some mistakes, and that's because I threw a ton at someone. And she just went for it. And I just love that spirit, and I love how much work she's put into this. So that is my main gratitude right there. And speaking of that, forms and all of that is kind of what I'm going to be talking about a little bit this week. So let's get into it. First and foremost, anybody who's listening, we go live Friday, 8 a.m. Central, every Friday. And we just talk about leadership stuff. We're just trying to figure out the best way to build a team that aligns with the vision and the goal that we have. Something we tried a little bit different this week is we wanted to give the leadership, each individual, a chance to share what was important to them, what they were working on, what problems they had, what solutions they have, what praise or awesome moments they've experienced, so that each member of the leadership team has a moment to share. So what my actual thing I'm sharing with this week is actually exactly what we're trying today, which is I created a form. Shout out to Misa again. I created a form where we send it to the leadership team on Thursdays. The goal is that they fill it out by the end of the day on Thursday. And it asks just a couple simple questions. Date, because I just feel like you should always have a date on forms. I don't know. It's just me. Who the person is, that's kind of important. And then what's one problem / issue you faced with the team this week? Please describe in detail. The next question is, how did you fix or solve that problem, or do you still need help? And then what are some of your favorite moments of the week? It could be training, bringing on a new agent, a new or improved system, process, celebrating wins, whatever. That was the goal, to create a super efficient, because you guys know, leadership team, you guys know, I've put you on the spot how many times, and you're like, I don't really know what to say. Not because you don't have things to say, but just like that's human nature. You ask someone out of the blue and they're like, I know there's things, I just can't think of it. So the goal was to give you guys a chance to think about it, but also it helps me because now I can kind of structure a little bit about where the meeting is going. Notice how we did gratitude. And then I said, this person is going to be talking about this. Eventually, I'll be able to do better copy for the posts and things like that. So that's what I worked on. The issue was, trying to get these type of points out there. The solution was creating a short form, again, that gets sent out, but at the same time, having an assistant who goes in and reminds you guys, because we get busy. Just because I send it out at, let's say, 8 a.m. doesn't mean that you're available right at 8 a.m. to do that. And so, as you guys saw, she would come in and remind you again, send an email, send a Slack message, just to try and encourage you. Also linking the form each time so that if you are ready right then and there, just click the link, get it done. And everybody got it done. So props to all you guys, because I know that we've had a lot going on. So yeah, what do you guys think? Honest feedback. What do you guys think about what we tried with the form, this week, as far as like getting it to you, the reminders and stuff like that?
With 5 reminders, I'm probably going to get something done.
Well, you had extras because I told her to test them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With 5 reminders,
normally have, I think
I clicked on the
2 or
link
3.
like 6 times, I felt like, because I was like, is this something new?
So Chris needs extra reminders, and I'll be good with just like the 2.
I think we found the secret
I don't
weapon.
need 5.
Every time we send Chris a reminder, put new, and he'll say, "Oh, I need to look at this too." Oh wait, I've seen this already. Let me fill this.
Just unlock the secret.
That was the problem I kept running into. I kept opening it. I was like, is there something else I was supposed to do? So I didn't know.
Oh, Chris.
So like 2 reminders. Otherwise, I will look at all of it. No promises that I complete it, but it will be looked
I'm
at.
hearing just keep giving you too many reminders. That's what I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
we
what I'm
could automate the reminder system so that it turns off once he completes it. Now we're cooking with Chris.
That would be sweet.
That's the goal, but to be honest,
he gets a reminder every 4 hours until it's done. How many reminders do you want, buddy?
I would be.
Robert's like,
awesome. I'm actually gonna make.
Where's my tablet? I'm going to write this down.
Literally. I'm not even kidding. That's exactly what I'm doing. I now can write on my literal tablet.
You have
I have a Surface Pro and it worked.
Chisel.
So that's super awesome. Sweet. Well, so it sounds like, see if we can get Chris a little bit of
a few more reminders.
A couple more reminders. I love Walter's idea, every 4 hours until he gets it done. I mean, that just seems like the right way to go with Chris.
2 a.m. Get it done now.
Get it done now.
We'll probably roll over and look at it. You
had a bunch of 4-hour opportunities prior to that, so sweet. So some of my favorite moments of the week. I always love our Carbon Club meetings on Wednesdays because we just see new people coming in and sharing wisdom. But I especially loved these ones this week because we were diving deeper into the business. Why are you here? Are you proud of yourself? Are you an employee of the month or an employee you want to fire? Because that's the reality is that we are our own bosses and we are either our best or worst employee. And I really enjoyed getting into those moments. So that's definitely one of my favorite moments. There was many more, but I also like sending out the praise to the team because there's so many times where people message me back, and it's every week. It's usually 1 or 2 people who go, "I had a rough day. Something happened. Thank you for that praise. Thank you for that encouragement." And I think at the core of it all, it's really easy to be business about everything and forget that we're still just a bunch of humans trying to do our best, trying to provide for our families. In particular, there was an agent who was feeling really discouraged and self-conscious. And I just reminded them that it's okay to be where they're at. It's okay. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to be unhappy with your performance or where you're at in life. It is okay to feel those things, and then gave them kind of a segue into, now what are you going to do about it? For better or for worse, right? I'm not even saying go be top producing agent. Just what are you going to do about it? Something, some small actionable change. So that was definitely important to me. And then I really, I had a bunch of things. Again, you guys know, because I told you I threw at Misa. There are so many more things that I threw at her. But getting those SOPs done and standard operating procedures for anybody's listening, getting those done was a big deal for me. They're very time consuming to do up front, and so I put them off, and I shouldn't. And I got like 6 done this week, which is super big deal for me because, just for context, I probably haven't done 6 in the last like 3 or 4 months. So to get 6 done in a week is substantial change. So yeah, that's from me. Let's take it over to our spokesman of the production now. Chris, man. So what's one problem issue? Do you guys get a copy of these forms? Does it send you a copy? If not, I need to make sure they send you a copy.
No, but we filled it out, so we should know what it says.
Listen,
are you talking about?
You don't know Chris.
You talking about
filled it out, and he doesn't even remember.
You talking about the struggles form or the?
Yes, the struggles form. Because I want to change it to that. Yeah. Chris's struggle form.
Yeah, long list.
So I'll ask the question that you can answer. What's one problem issue you faced with the team this week?
With the team, we always have too many leads. Always. That's every week, forever, and it will probably always continue, unfortunately, unless we get like 10 more agents in here that want to work.
10? I think you need to add a 0 to that.
Probably. Service announcement. If you're an agent who would like to work, we know a team with lots of free leads.
Yes. Attention. Looking around. Waiting for you guys to join. Especially in East Tennessee. Shout out to anybody in East Tennessee that wants to work. Yeah, so on that side of things, lead processing, I've got several lenders that I've brought into the group, 3 in the last week, added to the mix, and trying to get everyone going. And you never know who's going to kind of surprise you with their work ethic and also their attention to detail and ability to take notes 1,000 times better than I do. Which is not hard because I don't really take notes, but they're pretty on it. A few of these lenders have taken some pretty extensive notes, and I was kind of blown away, and even had to tell them to dial it back a little bit because they're going to kill themselves. Yeah, so doing that and then expanding into some other markets. I now have about 20 groups, 300,000 people on them, and I'm in 4 or 5 states and several cities.
Sounds like we need a lot of people in a lot of states because we have a lot of leads, and we would love to help them make a ton of money.
Yep.
Oh man, we have so much on the table that I'm just like, love or hate us, like, there's money sitting here, and you are constantly, but not you, Chris, but you're constantly saying,
that could be a YouTube short. Do
What?
you like money? Do you like to make it but not have to spend it? Join R&R Home Teams. You'll make money.
You'll make money. Not approved by the FCC.
Yeah.
Not
We didn't
financial
say.
advice.
Hey, we didn't say how much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Past performance
Just to
is not
make it
indicative
just
of
to
future
make it
results.
accurate, I will give everyone $1 just to make sure that it's legal.
Brad Vanderwall asks Chris, which states?
Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and working on some more.
Florida,
Bring it
Georgia,
on, Florida.
Alabama,
Let's go.
Tennessee. Sweet. He also said get 10 lenders to qualify for them. I think that's exactly what Chris was saying. Is he's working on that.
I've got like 6 lenders in the groups here in Tennessee, man. So
Well, that's
I'm
not
working
10, Chris.
it's not
so
10. I'm working it. You got to find the right ones.
It's true.
That's the problem. I've thrown 6 other lenders in there, and sorry guys, for any of you guys watching, but you guys don't do anything. So
Shoot me a note and remind me, Chris. Well, let's talk about some Florida lenders that might be a good fit for those new groups in Florida too. See if we can put some traction on those.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, I'll talk to you more about that too,
Yeah.
because
Shout out to
some of that partnership is with a lender.
we know music
Beautiful.
team's gonna do some work in Georgia. I'm excited. Music team's gonna crush it over there. And I'm excited to have Kimberly, shout out to you if you're watching, coming in, and she's gonna be teaching very soon how she converts online leads at an incredibly high level. What is it, like 72 deals in her first year, all online leads? Unbelievable numbers. Sweet. Chris, what are some of your favorite moments of the week?
Favorite moments of the week.
I have it on paper, and if you get it wrong, you pay everybody who's watching $100.
What was my favorite
I'm
moment of
watching.
the week? I'm trying to remember what I put down.
All right, mess it up. I'm watching. $100. Here we go.
$100. What did I put down? The partnerships with the groups.
Dang it. I mean, yes, that's right.
Supposed to say no. You can see what's on there.
Yeah.
That's what I put down. I was like, yeah. So I've leveraged my group. For those of you watching, I've got about 130,000 members on my groups in Tennessee. There's a lender here in Tennessee that I managed to partner with, and basically we swapped some admin rights out, and that helped me go enter some more states and have some more opportunities. And he's going to leverage my group some. I'm going to leverage his group some, and it's kind of a team effort there. So.
Sweet. All right. Brad says he has lenders across the country with Rico Demand. You know that. So definitely, I think you should connect with Brad because it sounds like he's got some good resources. Let's move on to Catherine. What's one problem / issue you faced with the team this week?
Definitely one of them is mindset. And I think that happens with a lot of new agents. So figuring out, is real estate what they should be in? Is it, am I going to make it? Trying to get over that hump. Maybe I'm not cut out for this, right? Because a lot of us are used to coming from that employee place where we're used to having someone kind of at the back of our head that we know if we don't get it done right, it's going to be a problem. So that's been a major thing I've been dealing with this week, not just with our agents, but others as well.
So how have you gone about, because I totally agree with you, by the way. I think that mindset is heavily overlooked in our industry, in the world, but especially in this industry because there is a glamorization of what it means to be a realtor. The numerous TV shows prove that too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's almost like we're supposed to be the Kardashians in our business, but we're not. We're supposed to be servants of our own well-being and servants of someone else's well-being within the real estate industry. So how have you gone about fixing and working on this issue?
Yeah. So unfortunately, it's not a quick fix. It's an ongoing thing, but a lot of it does have to do with mindset. And that can go back to how you see yourself as well. A lot of us deal with wondering why we're not there yet, or seeing someone else that's successful and being like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get there, right? Our minds are programmed to see the negative a lot easier than it is to see the positive. So one of the things that I worked on with one of the agents on the team was to do a test, basically. So at least 3 times a week for 2 weeks, they were to write out 5 things each time that they had completed or accomplished or were proud of doing that day. So at least 3 times a week. I recommend 5, but at least 3 times a week. I had them put it on their calendar, and that's what they had to do. Especially, I said, if you know that you had a really hard day and you were down on yourself, use that day, if you can, to write out things that you actually did correctly or that you accomplished. Whether it's, I got up early and I actually did some leads this morning, right? Or I didn't have time this morning, but I made some calls this afternoon to try to stay on track. Simple things like that, because what it does is it teaches the mind to start recognizing that positivity, so that we quit beating ourselves up as much, because again, it is glamorous, right? That's what everybody sees, that everybody's successful and everything else. Not a lot of people talk about the struggles and how much it took for them to get somewhere. And then if you do see someone that, let's say in their first year or so, is blowing it out of the water, you're like, oh my God, I'm never gonna be able to do that, right? I can't even get the right calls. So taking those small items and making it worth your time, it would eventually, what it does is it does help build it up so that you start focusing on that. And actually, one of the agents that I was working on that did this a little while back, when we discussed it 2 weeks later, was like, it was such a difference. Like, I didn't think it was going to do that much, but it made such a difference. And I was like, great. So do you want to continue doing it? And they're like, yes. So it's a fantastic way to help build that up, and you should do it all the time. But it's also a very easy way to help move the mind in the right direction. And if anybody saw the video that I posted yesterday, in a couple groups, that's one of the things that I talked about, was making micro changes, because we get so stuck on, oh, this agent's doing this, that would be great, and this agent's doing this, so I should try that too. And then you try to plug in all of these different routines, and you may do great within the first week or two, but eventually the brain's going to be like, yeah, that's not our habit, and everything falls apart.
Yeah.
So making small micro changes allows the brain to rewire, to be like, okay, so we're doing this, and then you can build upon that. So
totally agree. There's a great book out there, Habits of High Performers. And they said that the best of the best never are trying to win the race. Their goal isn't the finish line. Their goal is, can I be 1% better than I was last time? Because they know that if they can just do the small increments, that's doable. The brain can wrap itself around the micro. But like you said, Catherine, we're so focused on macro, and macro isn't possible without micro. But we just overlook that. And then because we don't have these gigantic results, we're like, well, I guess I'm not meant for this. I guess I'm a failure. I guess it's all over. And it's like, but look at your small steps. That's how you know you're going in the right direction. Is the steps that you're taking each day, the small improvements. I love what you said about, 5 things daily that basically you're proud of, you feel accomplished for. I wonder if that would be something that we could encourage people, in the Carbon Club to do, if they wanted to share. I think it'd be healthy for all of us too. I know for a fact, especially with Chris, I know he beats himself up all the time. I know I beat myself up all the time, because I want to do better. If I see an agent struggling, you guys know me, I blame myself. Right or wrong, accurate or not, I blame myself immediately. I'm failing. I'm doing wrong. I'm not good enough. So I think that would be an interesting thing. What do you think, guys? What do you think about, like, just offering the agents or encouraging the agents? Is that, you think that'd be too much, or do you think that'd be a good thing to encourage them to do, even, I don't know, in a public or not public setting? I'm super open book, right? But that doesn't mean everybody is. So
I think that maybe it's just a nice self-reflection idea. Like, they don't have to do it, but man, what a great idea to sit down and take account of your victories each day. so that you see the little forward progress you're making. I think it's a great idea.
I can't count that high.
Yeah.
That's why I said 5. We'll do 5.
2-5. I was actually challenged by my coach, and I had to do 10 a day.
Ooh,
Oof.
10 victories?
Ouch.
It's extremely hard in the beginning, but then you start to find the smaller things. Like, hey, I got up out of bed this morning a lot easier. Like I slept better, so I got a couple more things done in the morning and did my
Didn't get
stretches like I
donuts
was
for
supposed to. So like you start picking out the smaller things, which is what you're supposed to do. It's not supposed to be like huge accomplishments. But yeah, it was hard in the beginning.
All little things.
All little,
Irene,
Like,
all little
I
things.
know where you're
and
going
big
with this.
things.
Small
I'm
I mean-
breathing today.
yeah, I mean, that's a, hey, I woke up, I'm breathing, I'm sitting. You count little things like that.
cannot
They come.
use Irene as an example for
Nope.
example.
No, you
No,
can't.
we can't take her anywhere.
No.
I think we need to move the live stream back to 7, where she was. Well, what do you think? All right, so real question: what do you guys think about going to the Carbon Club and encouraging them? They don't have to, but just encouraging them. Like, Kat, you make a quick video and say, "Hey, in the wins channel." Because wins are meant to be anything, not just business. Wins are meant to be improvement, where we celebrate one another. Saying, "Hey guys, if you want in here, post five things you're proud of, you feel accomplished about, and some examples of the small things, because they're going to look for contracts. That's all they're going to look for most of the time. Is I set an appointment, I got a contract, I had a closing, but there's more than that. There's so much more. I got up on time. I worked today. I exercised. I took some mental health time, like whatever. What do you guys think about encouraging the Carbon Club to do that in the Wins channel?
That could
Yeah,
work.
I think it's fantastic. Just make sure that after a couple of days, you guys give them a little friendly reminder to see if they're still doing it and if anybody has, been able to accomplish it, because there is a level of accountability behind it. Anybody can look at.
I know it's like the daily goals.
Yeah, anybody can be like, "Oh, that's a fantastic idea. I should try that." The end. So
That's why I still post the daily goals, the screenshot of your calendar, so that if anybody sees it, they feel encouraged to do it.
Mhm.
And then also kind of look at themselves and go, why am I not doing that? I think the victories is really good for mental health, though, for sure. Catherine, what are some of your favorite moments this week?
My favorite moments. I would definitely say the connections, having the conversations with people to help them build themselves up and realize that they can kind of keep pushing forward. That's definitely been a huge one for me this week, and getting to meet some amazing people. So, and I got to have a fantastic conversation with Ray on his podcast yesterday. So I'm super excited about that.
Amazing.
Had an absolute ball. So so that would be mine for this week.
Well, your alter ego says that it was excited for the new training going on Friday.
Yeah, I was excited about that too. But I mentioned that when I was talking about gratitude. So
You did. We'll give it a pass.
Could expand on.
Let's see who's next. Walter. Wait, do you already, Walter?
Nope.
No. Okay, good. What's one issue you faced with the team this week?
So the theme this week, if there was such a thing, it was negotiation, right? Contract negotiation. Multiple agents in multiple countries, for that matter, had reached out to me at different points throughout the week to talk about their specific situation they were in with a contract. Hey, I got multiple offers. This is what we're looking at. Or I've got this offer with a unique circumstance. How would you proceed? Even one where the agent has a newer client and they're really pressed for time. And so they're like, I think I need to jump into a rental. I'd like to buy, but I'm really short on time. And so that conversation was more about what's best for your client. Maybe you do need to suggest that they go rent. And then after they're settled, after they can focus again, after the stress of needing a place to live is gone, let's talk about getting them a house to buy. But a lot of contract negotiations. And so the cool thing was, right, different states, different countries, different contracts. For any agent out there, whether you're a formal team leader or not, you're a leader in some capacity. Go help people. Sometimes it's not about what you know. It's just about being a sounding board to help that other agent walk through what they probably already know. So I did a lot of, at least I think I did a lot of listening and just asking questions. And I always approach things from what would Walt Key do in that situation? So I'm like, well, I'm thinking about this. Is that an option in your situation? Well, no, but this is, so that might, I'm like, yeah, that's perfect. So we had a lot of great conversations this week with agents working through deals in unique situations, and they came out really well. So that was kind of my excitement for the week. That's the problem we solved.
I love it. Definitely got to see that a whole bunch, and it was awesome. I think one of the coolest things that we do is that we are, all of us together are trying to develop the agents as a whole. We're not just trying to help them do more deals. We're trying to help them be healthier, have better mindsets. We're trying to help them how to build relationships and talk. We're trying to teach them how to be better servants, not to force people into things, but to step back and say, what is best for them? Not what's best for me. I know I want the commission check. Of course we do. It's called a job. We need money to survive, but we have to lead with that service mindset. And I think, Walter, you do a wonderful job of reminding people that it is about thinking of the person in front of you and helping them to figure out and reason for themselves what's best, not you telling them. And I definitely got to see that with you, and I love that. I thought that was super awesome to see. So you kind of already said it, but how did you fix that problem? How did you?
Yeah. So I think one of the great things about being a coach is I'm gonna let everyone in the world in on a little secret. I don't have to know everything. What I need to do is have the ability to listen, recognize the issue at hand, and help that person walk through the realization for themselves what their best solution is. And that's how we solve the problems. Literally just getting on the phone with people, talking through, listening, asking some good questions so that they could understand what the best options were in their specific situation for their specific client. And I would highly encourage any agent, whether you're on a team, if your title is director or team leader or not, right? Be that person for somebody else, right? Even if you're just an agent in an office with other agents, you have something you can contribute. You can listen and ask unobjective questions to help gain the right answer for that person. Do that.
I love it. Couldn't agree more. And from what I see here is you help them through, you walk them through on video and some of the options, and they ended up winning some deals as well.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. And I think we all here advocate for that. You will have plenty of business if you have the right skill set, mindset, and approach. If you do lead with value first, trust me, the average person out there is thinking about themselves. Unintentionally, intentionally, doesn't matter. The truth is that most of us are thinking about ourselves first. It happens. It's human nature. I got to look out for me. I'm important. I got bills to pay. But when you start to lead with value, people pick up on that. People want to be around someone that they think actually cares about them, actually serves their best interests. That's the truth. And so I love that you exemplify that. So what are some of your favorite moments this week, Walter?
So keeping with the theme, one of those agents, I won't name any names, but one of those agents were able to get their seller's listing under contract and get that same client's home purchased both within a 24-hour period. And I'm like, go get it, girl. Yeah. And it's just super exciting to see it all come together. And their client was well served on both ends of their life, right? They needed to sell that home, but they needed to buy another home. Lots of stuff. We've all been in that situation where you got to make a purchase. There's contingents on the sale. There's a lot going on in these markets. And to see that all come together so perfectly literally within the same day, just fired me up. I'm like,
now, were they a senior agent or
No, they're a newer agent. But it's one of those things, right? You don't have to be a 10-year senior agent to know how to serve clients well and go get it, right?
That's right.
This market is ready for you to win in.
And if you have the right people, if you have the right people around you, they will make up for what you do not know. You know, I think of a shout out to a certain agent. I don't know if they want to be named, so we'll keep them unnamed, who came out the gate doing videos for sale by owners and crushing it and meeting with them. And every single day there was pretty much a message saying, okay, what do I do next? Not, oh, I'm going to wait until I know everything and then I'll do something. No, they said, listen, I'm already talking to them. I'm already working with them. They knew that they had the backing of top producing agents, of top team leaders, of people who actually know what they're doing. And they knew they could leverage that, which gave them the confidence to just go out there, build relationships, and win. And I kid you not, almost every single day, Chris, I'm pretty sure you're in that chat too. Almost every single day, it's okay. We did this. What's next? Awesome. Yes,
It's kind of that micro that we
were
just talking about earlier, right? It wasn't like, let me get all the data, all the steps, all the formula. Just, how do I do this? This is how. Got it. Okay, I did that. It's working. How do I do this next piece? This is how. Got it. Let's go.
Exactly.
Little incremental steps forward. And now it's just like, you look back and you're like, you're killing it. And it was just really individual baby steps.
Truly. And I don't think they even comprehend how impressive it is, what they've done as a brand new agent. And listen, I'm going to be the first one to raise my hand and say, I fall victim all the time to trying to get everything perfect before I move. That never works. It always ends in failure. You'll always be too slow. You'll always have more to do. And by the time you're ready, the business is gone. The opportunity is long lost, and more on top of that. In fact, you don't just lose one opportunity. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, again, and I feel like we're seeing a theme here, which is just focus on the micro. If that's going and making a video for sale by owners, just do that. Don't worry about what you're going to say next. You're not even at that stage. Just go make the video. And then when you talk to them, then as long as you have the right support team around you, you go to that team and you go, what's next? Okay, now I'm talking to them. What do I say? And then, I mean, I've literally spent time with this individual where I was like, all right, they're like, how do I handle this situation? How do I handle these objections? Here you go. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's make it about you. So I think that's super, super cool. Thank you, Walter. We're going to move on to Irene, but everybody who is watching right now, if you got any questions, comments, concerns, like leave them in the chat, suggestions. We love to hear from you and brainstorm. Maybe you're on a team and you just, you want to have some ideas that you've seen on your team that you think work really well. You have a unique perspective being on a team and on a different team. Maybe you're a team leader and you have suggestions, or maybe you're looking for some advice or some problems you're facing. We're all in this to help, here to grow together. So with that being said, Irene, what's one problem / issue you faced this week with the team? Hold on, though. Before you say it, I want to see if anybody in leadership team can guess what the issue is. Who's going to take a guess?
Paperwork. Not having all the paperwork in from the agents to process their transaction.
I'm not saying that they're nailing it or anything.
All right, Irene, why don't you give the answer?
Completed documents, getting completed documents that I need to get into SkySlope. That has been my biggest struggle from the beginning.
So still this week, let me clarify, still this week, even from Monday's meeting. Okay.
Yep, still this week.
Now, some of the docs on my side are not, we're not waiting on me. We're waiting on the other agents. just to clarify.
Chris is immediately like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, to clear Chris's name out of this.
Yeah, just to clear my name on the list, which is half of the transaction she's working on.
More than half.
More than half? Okay.
I feel like we should get a soundboard with Tom Cruise's voice from Jerry Maguire. Just saying, help me help you. And every time something's missing, overdue, etc., you can just tag that person in the group. Help me help.
Well, I think that kind of moves on to the next question. I know Irene's gonna have some ideas, but then we can open it up to everybody here. But Irene, what are you doing to try and kind of work through this reoccurring issue?
So I have gone through every form of communication for the agents. I've texted them, I've emailed them, called them. We've tried as much as possible to get the docs just by them contacting their clients. With Chris, I have a lot of group messages, so it's easy just to go into that group message and be like, hey, still need this doc, because then I don't have to rely on Chris. I'm going directly to the source. With other agents, I don't have that, except for one. Shout out to him. But that's the hardest thing. If not, I try to go to the agent on the other side. I'll just send it directly to them, because then that's also bypassing our agents. And sometimes that works, but sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes they want to hear it from the agent that's working the other side and not from the TC. Even though I'm an agent as well, they want to hear it from the agent that's working the other side of their deal.
So one of the things you like that Chris does is that he sets up a group text with who?
Clients. I'm pretty sure every single one of his clients that are under contract right now, all
So it's
5,000 of them.
Chris and his clients?
Yep.
And now are you in a group text with you, Chris, and the other agent as well?
Yes, I am actually. Yep. And that helps too, because then they're both getting the same message at the same time. So if nothing's being missed, everybody's seeing everything. And then of course, in all my emails, everybody gets CC'd. Right. So when I send a document to the other agent, whoever agent on our team is working at gets CC'd in that email so that they're seeing it as well. And if for some reason, when they reply back, they don't reply all, I'll even forward it to that agent saying, hey, this is our conversation. You're missing, but here's what's been said. Or I've even screenshotted it to the agents.
So it sounds like maybe something that we can make as part of the transaction processing is setting up a group text message, 2 of them, with you involved, because it sounds like that has been an asset for you that Chris does. Yeah. Now, I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we have not talked about doing that as a standard, have we?
Not as a standard. Chris has mentioned it before
as
a few times.
Right?
We've been
But
working.
We're not getting doxed in. Like
it's been we've been adding to it, and it's been working well. But we've only been doing it for a couple weeks now, right? I mean, really.
Yeah. I think the other thing is one, agents on the team should be reading their emails, and 2, grow a backbone. And when people are not responding, especially your clients, take it into your own hands and handle the situation. Whereas I've seen it time and time again, because Irene's even screenshot the conversations and sent them over to me asking for advice. It's like some of our agents don't want to stir the pot, even though it's their client. And what are we all taught, or should be taught? You should be in control of your client, right? As much as possible, you should be in control and you should know what's going on. And they're leaving it to her to have to do the explanation and the follow-up and, well, this is why. And that to me is ridiculous. And I don't think there's anything you can implement in that.
She doesn't represent the client.
Yeah,
either.
Except for agents need to do their job, which is why I specifically told her the other day when we talked, if this agent continues to do it, put them on the back burner, just like we talked about in team meeting. And then when it comes time to get paid and you're wondering why your check hasn't come through, it's because you didn't get your docs in and you left it to the transaction coordinator to continue to handle everything for you. It's unfortunate, but it's a lesson that people need to learn, because when the money doesn't go in their pocket, then they're like, oh, well, they did mean what they said. Instead of us continually to always solve their issues. Yeah. So they get in this habit of, well, I mean, it'll get taken care of, right? Someone will say something, or someone will take care of it, or someone will remind me.
Yeah. I think this is a great topic, because I'm pretty confident that most brokerages and teams struggle with this. So I like doing the group text. I think that adds a layer of accountability, but also access.
I think another thing is the fact that, since I am a licensed agent and I'm not like a new licensed agent, they rely on me more, because I am an agent. I know what I'm doing. I mean, that's not a problem. But when I don't see things getting done, I'm very quick to be like, this is how you represent a client so that you do get referrals. This is how you open up your business and make more business, is by serving them 110%. So I want to make sure that they look good, because them getting deals is how I'm getting paid. So I step in and go into agent mode, and then I'm like, it's not what I'm here for, but I want to make sure that I'm making them look good as much as I can. So
So let me ask you this, Irene. When you're running into these struggles with agents, because this is, I think, an important thing, are you documenting each issue as it comes up so that we have something should someone, because this will happen, if it hasn't happened yet, it'll happen eventually. Someone will say it's your fault. Someone will say it's your fault. Oh, well, I got the documents in. Do you have some sort of documentation or tracking system that says, I sent the email, I sent the reminder, like, to where it's easy to go back to, so that if it's brought up, Chris and I don't see it all, but it is ultimately our responsibility to address serious concerns, which someone not getting their docs in, someone not getting paid on time, issues with closing, those are serious things. So do you
If they're
have
not getting paid on time, none of us are getting paid.
Exactly.
Right. Well, and if they're not getting paid on time, that also means we're not servicing our clients at a high level, and we're not honoring our brokerage, which we should be. We should be having a good, respectful working relationship with everybody that we work with. So are you tracking this so that Chris and I have something to refer to should more important or more serious conversations need to be had? We've had general ones, but it seems like we might need to move into even more serious ones. No matter how much we like someone, if they're not willing to take ownership of their business will struggle. It will create problems. And we don't want to ignore that.
Yeah, I mean, I can go back and easily, the way my emails are all labeled, I can go back and easily find emails and text with the agents where I've said, hey, I need this doc, or I'm still waiting on this doc, or any luck getting this doc signed. I have all of that. So it'd be real easy for me to find it.
So do you guys think that the putting it on the back burner is enough pain? What do you guys think? I know we haven't really tested out that much because that was recent. I think, Catherine, you said recently to have her start doing that. It sounds so cynical, but I want it to hurt. My mistakes hurt me when I make bad investments, when I make emotional decisions, when I'm negligent. My mistakes hurt me. I feel it, and I don't want them to do it again. But in this instance, right, up until this point, someone's always been covering their mistakes, fixing their mistakes for them. So do we feel that basically putting them on the back burner is enough?
So
enough to make it hurt?
Kind of an idea here, because most of our TC and admin fees are paid by the clients. If for some reason those agents can't get me documents, when that deal closes, maybe having the agent pay that out of pocket instead of the clients then having to pay it, because the clients are paying for 100% service. Everything's going smoothly. Docs are getting turned in.
But if the agent isn't delivering 100%, they don't deserve that.
Then it's not the client's fault to pay for that. They need to be the ones paying for that then. I don't know if that's too harsh, but
I don't know. I feel like it
makes sense to me.
It's
your
fair.
Job. Why are you charging your clients if you're not doing your job?
Yeah. I think that's fair, because basically you're saying, okay, if you're not going to do your job, then don't charge the client for the work that you're not doing.
Yeah.
I would say the only thing is that form that you normally have the agent and the client fill out, that the client is paying for it, may have to wait before it goes into SkySlope. And then the agent gets one friendly reminder like, hey, these are the docs that need to be in. You have failed to do your side of the job. Please understand, if it's not taken care of prior to closing and you are caught up, this form will not go into SkySlope, and it'll be your responsibility to pay the transaction fee at closing. And it's a simple email that gets sent. No reminders, no 2-3 times, hey, this is going to happen. One email. If they're not reading through their emails, that's on them.
Sure. I'll even give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'll email it and text it, because I mean, sometimes text is easier, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and give them 2 ways of communication to make sure that they're not having to pay that.
Let's walk through this process so we're all on the same page of when this happens. So agent's got a deal and it's working, under contract, right, moving forward. Irene reaches out, gets no communication, or waiting on the docs. Irene reaches out again as a reminder, hey, still need those docs. Maybe they missed the email. Maybe they're trying to reach the client. I know I've had clients who literally disappear. Now that's pretty freaking rare. Most of my clients are pretty responsive. But I've had at least one client that would just truly disappear, to where even I've showed up at their house and they weren't there. And I'm like, okay.
But I guarantee you, even if your client disappeared, you would still message Irene and say, hey, I'm having an issue getting in touch with my clients. Just want to give you a heads up as to why I can't get the stuff.
Okay, so
we do count them, the agent, being proactive and saying, Irene, I'm running into this issue.
But she's not even getting that.
Oh,
it's just complete
not
silence.
even getting
That's the problem.
Robert, I get that from you. But yeah, from other agents, I'm not getting it. I'm just telling them that I need documents, and then I'm getting ghosted. So then I'm having to remind them or reach out to the other agent, and I'm not hearing anything on that side either. So
I know every brokerage and team leader right now is sighing in understanding, and even just agents working a deal with another agent who just doesn't do their job. So when does this come in? Help me to understand what we are kind of deciding here. When does this happen?
So in my opinion, it needs to probably be before the day of closing. If they don't have me all their docs at least a day before closing, then that fee is going to be theirs, because I don't want to do on the day of closing, be like, oh, hey, and by the way, here's a $400 charge because now they finally got all their docs in. I mean, that's really late in the process.
Don't you think a day of closing is a little too close?
That seems very close.
I say the week before closing, if they have not returned all of the forms, they get that one email.
Why can't they do it 7 days after under contract?
Well, really? Explain that one, Chris, because that's the issue she's having.
So there's no reason once you are end of inspection period. End of inspection period, you should have all your docs done, period. No problem. So this week before closing is bullshit. Sorry, but
no, it is. But that's the only way that we know how to put it back on them, so that they can start realizing they can't wait until the week before closing.
All right, so here's my suggestion. One is, Irene, we can figure out how to do this, but I think let's keep a good track record. Now that money's involved and things will be owed, we need to make sure that we're protecting ourselves and we have reason, true, fair reason to show basically negligence, right? Let's make sure we document that. Again, we can figure out how to where it's not a tremendous burden. But then in the meantime, what do you think about Chris, Kat, Irene? You guys kind of work on, because Kat, I just know you're always involved in this, so that's why I said that. And then Chris, your production, so you said 7 days. So let's have a list.
Let's say there's a 10-day inspection period.
Whatever it is. I'm just saying.
Okay, so 10.
Do you want to work
days.
on that list? Hey, here's the guideline. Clear as day. We bring it up in the team meeting. Do you have any questions? Is this clear? Right? Give them a chance so it's not unfair. We all know a Google Doc can be easily mistranslated. So it gives them a chance to ask questions. If they all say, I understand, it's clear, then going forward, that's the guideline they follow. If it's by the end of the inspection period that they don't have the docs in, then it's by the end of the inspection period. These are the types of docs that should be in. We could give a couple examples of docs that might not come right away. Appraisal might not, right?
So EXP is 48 hours.
Yep.
By going to the end of the inspection period, we're already going past what our brokerage requirements are. Brokerage requirements is 48 hours.
And here's my thing too. As great as it is to break down docs that may not be available, I don't think we should break it down for them. I think it should just be docs in general, because then it should make them
every document 48-hour turnaround period.
Yeah. But I'm saying it should make them want to reach out to Irene to give her an update. Be like, hey, I just want you to know, I don't have this doc yet.
I see
I'm
what you're
letting
saying.
you know. I'm trying to stay in contact, right? I feel like it'll be a little bit more of a sense of urgency versus if we're like, well, this is what you should have, and then this is okay because then they're going to slack off. So it's docs, period.
Just like Irene's never had to tell me, Robert, EXP's policy is this. or here's a reasonable. I'm usually like, hey, I'm trying really hard on this one, or I'm not sure why you didn't receive that because I sent it 100 times. I still don't understand what happened with .loop.
I don't either.
Still, but you know what I'm saying? Nobody had to tell me to communicate with you because we're a team. I respect you.
And I think what we can do is we'll bounce some ideas through Slack channel today. Yeah. And we'll use Monday morning offline to have more of a discussion. I can pull a layout while we're having it and then have that conversation during team meeting on Monday. So we'll just do it that way.
Because I get all the emails when things aren't put in. I get all of that from the auditors on SkySlope, like late file, this is still missing. They send those quite often. And it sends my anxiety through the roof seeing those.
They send it every 48 hours, I believe, because that's their policy.
Yeah. And they'll send like late file. And I'm like, I know, I'm trying. Stop sending me these messages.
All right. This was awesome. Really loved it. How did everybody feel? Oh, wait, Irene, sorry. What's some of your favorite moments this week? I want to end on some positive notes now that we've all had a lot of some positive notes.
All these contracts that we've gotten in. Chris has a lot. But we've got like 3 of our other agents, Robert, including you. And
I saw other agents with stuff on the board.
Yeah, and like 2 other, I won't name them just in case, but super, super proud. We have a good amount right now going for closing in May. I think Chris is fixing to get another one. No surprise there. But we have other agents that have deals right now. I'm so ecstatic that I'm seeing deals coming in from besides Chris, because I'm sure he's tired of talking to me. So it's nice getting to talk to the other agents on our team, finally getting to provide the TC side for them after seeing them, try leads or appointments. We had one that was a complete rock star with appointments. He's finally got one under contract. So getting to finally do a deal with him and seeing how he works with clients, his communication is awesome. He's got me in a group message with his buyers, and it's awesome. It is so great to finally see it more coming in.
This is awesome. To everybody who tuned in and watched, thank you so much. If you're a team leader, brokerage owner, maybe you can empathize with some of the things that we're facing. And also, tell us if you've got any solutions. What do you do? How do you deal with this? We all know it does need to hurt. It needs to hurt. That's how we learn. Doesn't mean we have to be mean, but it does mean we have to feel the pain. I mean, I always go back to when I messed up, it hurt me. It hurt my family. It hurt my clients. I can't do that. So I have to be better. So what do you guys do? Everybody watching, what do you do when you've got agents on the other side or agents in your brokerage or agents on your team and they're not submitting documents? What do you do to address their mindsets? What do you do with processing an abundance of leads and automating some of the leadership side? What do you do? I want to hear your thoughts, your suggestions, your own solutions. And then at the same time, feel free to leave a comment and tell us some things that you're struggling with. Maybe we've been through it. Maybe we can share some resources. Maybe someone in the audience. We had Brad Vanderwall today. His team did like 1,300 deals last year. He's got a ton of wisdom. Maybe we'll bring him on as a guest and answer some questions or something. So we will see you next Friday, 8 a.m. Central, almost said 9 a.m., 8 a.m. Central, live again. Thank you so much for everybody tuning in. Leadership team, you guys rock. Everybody have a blessed Friday and a blessed weekend. Let's do this.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.